are joined by Don Hazard from the Oshkosh Salvation Army, and he's going to tell us all about a really interesting and fun event that's coming up here this summer, not too long from now. So Don, welcome, and thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Not to be confused with Captain Don. There's two Dons from the Salvation Army.
Many get confused, yes.
So we get to meet the other Don today. First off, why don't you tell us when and where the Salvation Army's event called Pedal Out Hunger is going to be this year?
It's going to be Saturday, June 17th, and it's going to be right on the grounds of the Salvation Army, Oshkosh, which is right across the street from the courthouse.
Excellent. So give us a little overview of what this event's going to consist of. It's a great morning event. Tell us what the rundown's going to be.
Yeah, this is really going to be a fun event. So this is a community bike ride. So essentially, you decide what route you want to ride, and depending on how long of a route you're going to ride, you'll have a different start time. So you have a choice between a 10-mile, a 25-mile, a 40-mile, or a 68-mile route. So you have staggered start times. And the idea is everybody will finish about the same time. There'll be a meal, there'll be music, there are going to be lots of great door prizes. It's going to be a fun event. And this has been tried in other communities, goes over very well. It hasn't been done successfully in Oshkosh yet. That's why we partnered with the Oshkosh Cycling Club and Wheel and Sprocket and other people who are actually in the biking community. And in fact, the Oshkosh Cycling Club has designed all of the routes. They literally pedaled all the routes to make sure they're very good and workable routes. And they're helping us figure out all the logistics of it to make sure this is a really good event that bikers are going to enjoy and going to want to come back year after year.
Definitely. So it's the first annual. We're so excited to see how it goes this year, and we look forward to many more years of this event as well. As we were talking before we started taping, and it just seems like the biking community in Oshkosh is exponentially growing, and I can't see why the city of Oshkosh won't wholeheartedly support this event. It's so cool.
That's right, and that's a lot of the feedback we got, is that the cycling community knew they couldn't do an event like this on their own. They were waiting for the right partner to come along to partner up and provide the resources that maybe they didn't have to do this. And it's been a fabulous collaborative effort, and this is going to be a great event. And if you enjoy biking, and even if you're just a novice biker, there's going to be a 10-mile route. I mean, most folks, if they're in reasonably good health, can manage a 10-mile bike route. Come on out. And if you don't want to bike at all, there'll be an opportunity for you to still come on out for the lunch. It'll be $15, a flat fee for you to just join us for the meal and the music and just participate in that way.
Definitely. So we've got the bike ride, we've got lunch, we've got music. It's all just a really fun community event. You get to meet some new people, be a part of your community. Who benefits from this fundraiser? This is a fundraiser.
It is.
So tell us, where the money raised is going to be going and what it's going to be doing.
Right. So this is a benefit for the Salvation Army, even though Oshkosh Cycling Club and others are involved in pulling it together. It is to benefit what we call our feeding programs, which is our food pantry and our hot lunch program, which helps serve hot meals to the homeless and people who struggle to feed themselves. We prepare about 50,000 meals every year for the homeless and people in that category. And nearly 10% of all households in Oshkosh come to us every year for food pantry help, for emergency food assistance. Nearly 10%. That's right. So this is a fundraiser for our feeding programs. It's a restricted gift, which means every penny raised goes to those programs.
Wow, how great is that? So you got no excuse to not come and support.
Absolutely.
You love to bike. You want to support the community, especially Salvation Army. How can we register? What's the cost to do so?
Well, there's many ways you can register. You can just go to the website, www.pedalouthunger.org. That's P-E-D-A-L, as in a bike pedal. Some people put in the wrong version of pedal and can't find the website. It's pedalouthungerorg. So you can register there with a credit card or a debit card. You can come to our office at 417 Algoma Boulevard. You can register in person and just pay with cash if you prefer to pay with cash. Or you can just come the day of the event and register at the event, either with a credit card or cash.
Okay, and with each registration, you get a little swag. Well, I think it's the first 150 or something like that.
That's right.
They get a little swag bag, T-shirt, and that kind of thing will also be for sale if there's any left over at the lunch and everything afterwards.
That's right. The first 150 registrants get a swag bag that's going to include a commemorative T-shirt and a bunch of different gifts that different sponsors are providing. And we've looked at swag bags for similar events, and ours stands up as one of the better ones.
Ooh,
so
excellent.
We feel very good about the swag bags we'll have available.
Yes, you'd be impressed the things people will do for a swag bag, right? If there's something like that,
and for the Salvation Army.
Exactly.
Salvation Army has a lot of goodwill in this community, and people want to do good for people who do good.
Yes, so that leads me into my next question then, I guess. Tell us about the mission of Salvation Army for those of us who aren't too familiar with your organization.
Well, in the big picture, the Salvation Army is the second largest charity in the United States. It's the world's largest non-governmental social service provider. We're a Christian-based social service provider. We provide services to one American every second on average. Here in Oshkosh, we require about 17,000 volunteer hours to run all of our different services here in the community. And those range from driving veterans to their medical appointments at the VA, or giving coats to kids at Christmas time who can't afford a warm coat, or toys to kids at Christmas time, or preparing meals for the homeless. A whole range of different programs we run here in Oshkosh.
Definitely. You're not only known for the red kettles that we see every year too.
So the Red Kettles
is
our fundraiser, our largest fundraiser, but it's the services it funds that are important, not the Red Kettle in itself. It's the good the money does.
Exactly, exactly. So anything else that your organization's doing this year? Any other events or things that people should be aware of? Volunteer opportunities, maybe anything like that?
Well, as I mentioned, not to be redundant, it takes about 17,000 volunteer hours to run all the different programs here in Oshkosh. So we are always looking for volunteers. We're cooking meals every day. We are collecting cans, sorting cans in our food pantry, that sort of thing. So there are always projects going on. So if anyone just wants to visit our website and just sign up to be a volunteer, saoshkosh.org, that would be fantastic. Or they can just call us. That'd be fine too.
Yes, and it's important to know, no matter the skill level or anything that you have, if you're just getting started volunteering, don't be afraid to check out the Salvation Army. If you don't have time to volunteer, donations are also great as well, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Great.
And we are looking for a handful of volunteers still for the bike event too. So if someone would like to volunteer rather than ride, we'd love to have your assistance.
Perfect. Well, I guess one more time, if you want to just recap again, date, time, location of the Pedal Out Hunger event.
It's going to be Saturday, June 17th. Registration is at 8 a.m. The longest route kicks off at 8:30. So if you're doing the 68-mile route, please be there bright and early. As we already covered, the first 150 registrants get a swag bag that will include a free t-shirt, free meal, music, good time for everybody.
Yes, and all the information, pedalouthunger.org.
That's right, pedalouthunger.org.
Wonderful. Well, Don, thank you so much for joining us today on Oshkosh Today. Best of luck in the final phases of your planning, and we'll see you out at the ride.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Oshkosh Today was supported in part by the Friends of OCM. And Aurora Healthcare, 855 Northwest Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard. Oshkosh Today.